All right. Good morning, everybody. It is Rare Sense Thoughts with Harry Shade on Blog Talk Radio. That's right. I'm your host, Harry Shade, welcoming you to my show. Hey, it's a fantastic day today. Had a wonderful Memorial weekend. It's kind of like the unofficial start of summer, but even more importantly, it's a time where we sit back and we remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice so that we could have the freedom to do what we do today. And so I decided that the theme for today was going to be about service. And of course, when I talk about things like that, there's service to self and then there's service to others. And we're going to talk about those two different things today and how both of those
can help you live a fulfilled and balanced life. Last night on Marvelous Mondays with Harry and Phil, we had a great show. I want to thank Kevin Harris and Susan Davis again for coming on and sharing their stories of triumph and recovery from addiction. And it was a great show. And, part of what they're doing is being of service to others by going out and talking about their stories. And so I'm going to start with that, service to others. And what can you do every day to be of service to others? Well, again, one thing that Kevin and Susan are doing are going out and sharing their stories of recovery and triumph so that they can help others get to that place as well. And, that's one way, going around, sharing your story and helping people, because, we all have a story to share, a story to tell. Each of us has our individual story. And the funny thing is, those stories are going to help people in different ways. Okay? I have my own story, and I've shared it through part of it through my book called Rare Sense, One Day It'll Be Common, a practical guide to a fulfilled and balanced life, shameless plug. And anyway, in my book, I share how I've been able to live my life in such a way that has been fulfilled and balanced for me. And so that's my way, one of the ways I'm of service to others, by sharing of my story. So the question comes up is, what is your story? And how can you share that story of yours to be of service to others? Because we're all out there teaching and learning. I talked about that before. And as teachers, we can be of service to others by sharing the story. We've all overcome something in our life. Okay? Whether it's like Susan and Kevin's overcome, addiction. Other of us have overcome abuse or overcome, alcoholism in our family, in a way like a father. Like my father, was an alcoholic. And, I kind of overcome not having a dad around. And others have overcome all kinds of different obstacles and things. Sean Stevenson, wonderful gentleman who goes out. He's one of the best motivational speakers out there. He's been in a wheelchair since pretty much, from birth, he wasn't even expected to live. Now, he's out there from his wheelchair inspiring others. So he's being of service. And so what else can you do to be of service? Well, you can do things like volunteering places. Being of service to others, you could go to Habitat for Humanity, help build a house. You could help the American Red Cross down in places like Haiti, or even in places, in the United States, but around the world. You can go over to Africa, help them build wells. You can go down in New Orleans and help them continue to work on the cleanup from Hurricane Katrina. You can donate blood, to the American Red Cross. You can mentor a child. You can become a big brother or a big sister. You can be a foster parent. You could just volunteer at Race for the Cure, or maybe even participate in the race. There's so many things you can do. There's food pantries that need our help, shelters that you could go and lend a hand in. If you could think of something, there's probably a group out there that could use your help. And so being of service that way is one way of being of service to others. And the beautiful thing about being of service? Right here. I know I get more out of it, but just about everybody I think probably gets more out of it when they're giving and being of service than perhaps that we're actually giving in some ways. But because we get so much more in return. It touches us, as I like to say, on a cellular level. And so being of service to others is the way that we tell one another that we care, that
we share our very soul with one another. And so being of service to others allows our heart to sing. And when our heart's singing and our soul's happy, it's just a wonderful thing. Okay, this is the point in the show where I'm going to take my little break, and I will be right back in about a minute. Don't go away.